Hey everyone, my name is Mark, and people know me on the trail as 2-Pack. Hey, come on a quest with me as I continue to hike along the Appalachian Trail from Springer Mountain, Georgia to Mount Katahdin in Maine. It should be a real big adventure. Good morning, it's the 11th of June, and this morning we're walking through a prescribed burn area. They burn down all the shrubs underneath. It's supposed to help the habitat. You can see a lot of the bigger trees are burned halfway up. It still has a little burnt smell to the air. Coming up on some more rocks. You can see the new shoots coming up after the burn. You must have just burned it this past year. Here's another big rat snake. That one has to be at least 5 foot long. He's not moving at all. My nephew James loves to see the pictures of these snakes. I want to take this opportunity to talk to you about tent sites. So when I'm picking out a tent site, first of all, I like to find a flat area that's not rocky or has lots of roots, because you feel those underneath your tent at night when you're sleeping. Also, I want to make sure that their tent site is close to a water source, and there's a road over there that leads to a water source. This tent site is located near a shelter, so there's usually other people staying around. Tonight there's nobody around. Can't believe it. And then with the shelter, there's usually a privy that you can use, so it's a little easier to go to the bathroom in the woods. But the main concern, which most people forget when they're camping, is to always look up and make sure there's no dead branches above you. Because if the wind blows and a dead branch comes down on your tent, you are a goner. It's called a widowmaker. So we look for widowmakers up there, and none that I can see. So this will be a good tent spot for tonight. I also want to mention about picking out a tent spot. I know I said you look for a level spot to set up your tent, but also you hope it has a little bit of a slant to it, so in case it does rain, the rain runs off underneath your tent, and so you're not sleeping in a puddle. Also, it'd be great if it was a little bit elevated from the rest of the surrounding earth. And lastly, you don't want to pitch your tent on a lovely bed of pine needles, because that means that you're under a pine tree, which could lead to pine sap dropping all over your tent, and it'll be a tough job to clean their tent up. I hope that helps, and hope that you enjoy those suggestions. We are on top of Pulpit Rock near Hamburg, Pennsylvania. And you can see the horizon's still a little hazy. Well, we're getting our first rain in several months on the Appalachian Trail. We sure could use it. I went down to the spring just a little while ago, and it was completely dry. Nothing was coming out of the spring whatsoever. So hopefully this rain system will help. Here we are on top of a mountain above Palmerton, Pennsylvania. And we have a pretty good view today. It looks like the smoke has moved out of the mountains. Maybe that rain helped last night. Today's date is June 13th. And we're having a good day today. Hiking over 17 miles.
Keep on going, buddy.
Hey. Hey. I can't believe he must have smelled your food.
Yeah.
But we were hiking with my friend Opa, and he was behind me about 5 feet, and I heard a rock clink, and I thought it was another hiker coming behind us. Sure enough, there was a bear following us. He was only about 10 feet behind Opa, and I turned around and saw him, and we both turned around and started yelling. He scooted back a little bit and then kept following us. I guess we smelt good. He was probably looking for a lunch or dinner, and he kept following us down the trail. Finally, we had to scare him back by throwing some rocks on the trail, and we scooted down the trail far enough to escape. So that bear encounter was quite exciting. It could have went either way, where the bear got aggressive, or if it had cubs, it might not have turned out the way it did. Stayed here at Palmerton town in Pennsylvania, and stayed at Bert's. They have a little restaurant in front, and in the back they have a bunk room. So slept good last night, and we're going back up on the mountain again. Rain is in the forecast, not as much as we had on 2 days ago, but hope the rocks aren't slippery. Going up out of Palmerton. Nice view with the rock scramble that we just came up.
There goes 2-pack. We put our poles away to climb up this rock and boulders. And as you can tell, it's pretty tricky. And of course, it doesn't help that it's raining slightly, so it makes the rocks slipperier and our shoes slipperier. As you can tell, there's no clear way to get up. You just have to find what's best for you. And 2-pack is almost up there. Doing the splits. Slide over and then pull himself up. And that's
This might take a long time to get through. I have to go across that and follow all those white blazes. Wow, that is not a climb I want to do again in the drizzling rain. Rocks were slippery and had to hold on for dear life. As you can see, lots of rocks in Pennsylvania. "36 more miles and we're going to be in New Jersey. Hopefully it'll be better." So we're about 15 miles away from Delaware Gap, and it seems the closer we get there, the worse the rocks get. It's very painful to walk over these little sharp rocks, and, as I've told you before. But Delaware Gap, we get there, is the last town in Pennsylvania, and then we'll be hitting New Jersey, and then we'll go to the New Jersey rocks, which are a lot softer, I hear. So I believe this is a view of Delaware Water Gap. And that's where we're going. It's 2.5 miles. And that will be the end of Pennsylvania. Good morning. It's Saturday, May 17th. And this is a picture of the Presbyterian Church for Hikers that Opa and I stayed at. We actually stayed for 2 nights and took a full 0 yesterday to rest our legs from all those rocks in Pennsylvania. And they gave a great hiker supper with a cover dish dinner, and that was great on Thursday night. And we spent the day resupplying. Red Doc drove us around town and was able to help us with our laundry and resupply. Thank you, Doc. We sure do appreciate that. And now we travel on north. If you have any comments or questions, you can also contact me on Instagram at Hike With Us, just like the YouTube channel. And I'll be happy to answer any questions, or if you have any comments, I'd love to hear them. See you out there on the trail.